Hey, what's going on, everyone? Ryan McNulty here with my review of WWE No Mercy, which has just concluded. This will be the final pay-per-view review on the Byte That Wrestling channel. And luckily, I think we went out with a pretty decent bang. I think this was a relatively good show. A lot of good things to take away from it. Some people may not have liked certain finishes, but I was particularly interested in some of them. So anyway, I'm gonna run down the card quick. I'm just gonna spend a lot more time on the matches that I feel like are worth spending time on, and I'm just gonna kind of breeze through a lot of the rest of the matches. So forgive that. So on the pre-show, we had Elias get a win over Apollo Crews. We opened the show with The Miz getting a victory over Jason Jordan. Um, Finn Balor defeated Bray Wyatt. All I have to say about that is LOL. I mean, yeah, no more to say about that. We had Ambrose and Rollins defeat Sheamus and Cesaro for the tag titles. Obviously, Ambrose and Rollins retaining. This was a particularly great match, really brutal. Cesaro losing his front teeth. I mean, it was a hard-hitting match to say the least, and damn, Cesaro's going to need some serious dental work after that match, but this was definitely one of the standout matches. Um, Alexa Bliss retained her championship in what I thought was a pretty darn good women's match. And then what did we also have here? We had Enzo Amore win the Cruiserweight Championship. This one is probably going to be pretty controversial for a lot of people. Not many people really enjoyed this match, and obviously Enzo ended up cheating to win. I thought it was interesting. Enzo, he isn't the greatest wrestler in the world, but you know what? He can be entertaining at times, and this was not going to be a straight up pure wrestling match. And maybe some people didn't buy into the entertainment, and it definitely got really slow at times, but I appreciate them kind of taking a risk and doing something different. I think Enzo, in one way or another, is an attraction, and maybe it goes against everything the cruiserweight division is supposed to stand for, but I'm at least intrigued with it. Now, some people might see this as when they gave Hornswoggle the original cruiserweight title way back when, and that was like the death of the division. That's also a possibility. I certainly wouldn't rule that out. So we'll see how it pans out, but I'm at least interested to see where it goes. Now, of course, we had John Cena versus Roman Reigns. I thought this was a really good match. I was enjoying it up until essentially the very end. I mean, Roman Reigns was very dominant from the get-go, and then you saw Cena literally pulling everything he could to try and take down Roman Reigns, and no matter what he tried, it wasn't enough. Whether it was an AA, another AA, a super AA, it didn't matter how many AAs he did, including 2 consecutive AAs, Roman Reigns wouldn't go down, and Roman Reigns ends up getting the victory off of, I think, 1 or 2 spears. I think it was 2 spears. Now, I was all fine with this match except for the fact that they really went out of their way to do this double AA kick out. I mean, protecting finishers I think is something that's really important. And it really comes down to kind of 2 factors. A, you want to protect finishers, especially something like the AA, and then B, if people are already a little bit hesitant about Roman Reigns looking a little too strong, then this is almost laughable in the way that it's just like it's a joke, really, when you have Cena do 2 immediate consecutive AAs and then Roman Reigns kicks out. It just really tarnishes what you're trying to protect. I feel like it really is just too over the top. I think they could have got a very similar effect without going so over the top. I think it was just a little extra. It was too much, and it was kind of laughable in the way of how ridiculously over the top it was, and it really just makes people kind of groan, and it takes the Super Cena level to new heights with Roman Reigns, this Super Roman Reigns, because forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember John Cena ever looking this ridiculous, at least when it comes to two straight up finishers in a row from another main event guy. This is John Cena we're talking about. John Cena doing two consecutive AAs. I think it was just a little absurd. So forgive me if I'm wrong, if Super Cena did that back in his heyday from another main event level guy, but this to me seemed over the top, something that they didn't even do back then with Super Cena. So if I'm wrong, please tweet at Byte That Cast or at the Ryan McNulty and prove to me a time where they went that far with John Cena, specifically a double finisher from a main event level guy. Finally, we're getting to Brock Lesnar versus Braun Strowman. This is the match everybody's been waiting for. And there was some hope that maybe Braun Strowman could walk out as WWE Universal Champion. Each time Brock Lesnar puts his title on the line leading up to WrestleMania, we ask ourselves, are they going to deviate from the plan that we think is going to happen with Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar? Or are we sticking to the script? This is one of those cases you thought, maybe they deviate from the plan. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Brock Lesnar retained. I really enjoyed the match up until, once again, we get that one F5 and it's over. Braun Strowman looks so dominant for the first half of this match, and then it seemed like it kind of ended in kind of a dud. That's just how I felt. It was a little too quick. It felt very similar to the Samoa Joe match, where Joe obviously got some offense in. He didn't look quite as dominant as I think Strowman looked, but then it just kind of ends really quickly and leaves you feeling a little unsatisfied. I had a little bit higher hopes, though I still enjoyed the match. So anyway, I'd probably overall give this show a 2 out of 4. It was looking like a pretty strong show, and then Lesnar and Strowman didn't quite live up to the hype I was hoping for, so I end up settling with a 2 out of 4. I'm going to go check in. I put up a Twitter poll immediately following the pay-per-view, so just to get an idea of what the Byte Club thought. Here is the poll coming in. So far, we had the majority giving it a 3 out of 4. That's 41%. Then next we had, 41% gave it a 3 out of 4. Pretty good. Next was 34% giving it a 2 out of 4 with just okay. 21% giving it a 1 out of 4, not good. And 4% saying it was amazing. So I think the majority falling in that middle. Nobody really thought it was an amazing pay-per-view, but most thought it was just okay to pretty good. I think that's a fairly accurate rating. So that's going to do it for my review of No Mercy. Make sure to leave a comment and let me know what you guys thought about it. Normally, I would say, hit that subscribe button, Patreon, all that jazz. But as most of you know, this channel will be wrapping up this coming Wednesday. It's going to be our final podcast. But I was very intrigued with No Mercy, so I wanted to give my review, and I was happy to do that. Not only just to review it for myself, but also for all of you, all of our loyal viewers and listeners. So thank you guys, and make sure to tune into our final podcast this Wednesday. Juan will unfortunately not be there due to, the hurricane really devastating Puerto Rico. He is okay. Him and his family are safe, but almost all of Puerto Rico, if not all of it, is without electricity right now. So he cannot join us for that final episode. But we promised when Juan returns, we will do another bonus podcast when he comes back, because it won't be Byte That is not the same without Juan. It is not truly Byte That without Juan. So we will be doing that. But join us this Wednesday for the final, for the time being, Byte That podcast. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and I'll see you guys next time.